Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers. Welcome to our Timeless Path of True Love reading with an extended. I am your reader, Mars conjunct Leo rising, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. I'm not bad, I'm just spelled that way. I am a professional witch. I am a professional intuitive. I am the president of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998, 25 years in service at the time of this timeless recording, author of Words of Grace. From a professional witch, there is a link to the Kindle version, can you believe it, in the description box of all places. And if you click the link, you can preview a good chunk of it for free, including the table of contents. You'll see that it's broken down into chakra chapters with some other cool stuff in there, different graces. There are chakras in this spread, so it might be helpful. The original version, though, the non-Kindle version, see, I keep saying that, it is the virgin one, isn't it? That one's over on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle, one of my favorite things on planet Earth. I love my patrons, I love my subscribers. It's really a wonderful thing I got going on over there. I should say we've got going on over there. All of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. Number 1, every morning, pretty much, give or take, I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link so they can chat with me about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a little something to send us on our way. Best way for me to start the day, did it this morning, and look what I'm doing right now. Totally set me up for it. The second benefit they get is all the extended readings, including the extended reading for this part 1 on YouTube. Part 2 is on VIMEO too. There's a link if you'd like to pay-per-view. But all of my subscribers, regardless of level of subscription, get all of them past, present, and future as long as they're subscribers. The third benefit that all of my subscribers get is an extensive discount on private sessions with me, spiritual counseling, readings, all of that, Zoom recorded in person if I travel. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. But I love Patreon. It is my favorite thing. It's so wonderful. 5th house, Leo's fixed fire. 5th house, dynamic creativity and good fortune is just the best thing for a Leo rising like myself. So go click the link, check out what we got going on, because we also have free trials, 7-day free trials. If you'd like to dip a toe for a week, pop out day 6. I don't care. Go watch as many extended readings and come check out the daily check-ins and all of that. But so far, everyone who's done a trial has ended up subscribing, so buyer beware. We're a lot of fun over there. So click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon, because I am the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. If I seem a little chipper, I just got back from vacation. I started recording these. They haven't even hit yet. They haven't even been published yet. So I went to Saratoga for my mom's birthday, had a lovely time. So I am ready to rock and roll, talk about true love. And let's talk about true love, shall we? The path of true love is your hero's journey, your healing journey, your spiritual path, your evolution in consciousness through the lenses of your relationships, soul contracts, twin flames, soulmates, all that jazz. Lots of links in the description box talking about twin flames, soulmates, and all of that jazz. Some of them are mine, but there's a really good one there from Matt Kahn, Soul Contracts, Twin Flames, and Soulmates Redefined, life-changing, 2018, just totally changed the game for me. So let's talk about this reading. If I wrote this down correctly, part 1, you're getting 15 cards, 2 Caroline Mace Archetype cards for party number 1. Party number 2, we're doing a Celtic Cross, so those will be the crossroads, if you will. Then we're going to take 10 Mythic Tarot to lay down them 10 cards in the Celtic Cross. There is a preface to these readings, a video I did a couple of years ago. If you want to check out why I chose the Celtic Cross, it's just one of my favorite spreads, and I don't use it that often on video, so I'm glad to do that here. Part 2, oh right, so we get 10 of these, and you're going to get 2 Whispers of Love Oracle, one for each from the higher self of each. Angela Hartfield will be using her Whispers of Lord Ganesh in part 2, which is wonderful. And of course, we will be ending with a Metcon healing mantra, so it doesn't matter if you're party number 1 or party number 2. That's the intuitive part. That's what, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You're going to have to feel that out for yourself, as well as people have told me that these readings also work well for them as divine masculine energy and divine feminine energy within themselves, because we're all one holographically, blah, blah, blah. So part 1, you're getting 15. Part 2, you're getting minimum 18 cards. Look, I did math. You're going to get 33 cards in total if you do the extended, very detailed. All of the extendeds, this series, they tend to be over an hour. So if you like the detail, I am a Virgo sun. I can throw some detail big time. So I guess that's about it, except to say that it is a general read, and take what resonates, leave what doesn't, right? I mean, come on, 9 out of 10 cards in a Celtic Cross. That's a pretty good read, honestly. And certainly check your other signs. I certainly do. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, particularly them mantras help, and it doesn't matter which one you are. Crosswatchers and crosswatchers, here's your opportunity to get some sympathy, some empathy, some understanding, some insight into the one you are crosswatching for. And as you heal and take your hero's journey, healing journey through the path of true love, becoming more of a hero than a villain, step by step. And then, you're going to be helping the one you're crosswatching for, as well as moving forward on the path yourself. Because remember, it ain't much of a hero's journey without demons, dragons, vampires, and villains popping up out of nowhere. So that's what these reads are for. I think that's about it. Let's do the do. Enough explanation for the new people. Let's get to divination. The shift from one to the other happens in the still point, and I'm so excited to be back at work. Can you tell? Please take a nice deep breath. I love what I do. Still point. Here we go. Pantheonic override. Oh, that feels so good. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, for us Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers watching this video drawn to this reading, I need 2 Caroline Mace archetype cards signifying the soul power that the Leos and the crosswatchers are developing, doing the alchemy from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, in their 8th chakra. This archetype, these powers are sending down the codes to all the other chakras, shifting their electromagnetic fields of what they attract and what they repel, so they have the opportunity, we have the opportunity, to no longer delay what cannot be prevented. On the path of true love, we can delay it, but it can't be prevented. And how many times do we want to keep doing this? Doesn't matter the type of relationship, even if it's parental, a friend, they're not all romantic, but heal one. They all heal because we are the common denominators in all of our relationships. So pantheons of the divine, party number 1. What's the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra? It's a while to get them cards out, but you're glad I do. And party number 2, who crosses their path? This could be the Leo, as well as a crosswatcher, someone they've met, they haven't met yet, family, friend, lover. Let's see how brave you are. The Queen and the Knight? Are you kidding me? 2 royals. The divine feminine family on the left side. The divine masculine family. The feminine family, masculine family archetypes. 9 different families. I think I had a good vacation. My nervous system and chakras must be ready for this. So, remember I said about soul powers written on the cards here. On the bottom is the shadow attribute, at the top the light. I call the bottom lead. I call what's up top here gold, right? There are 3 atoms in between lead and gold on the periodic table of elements, so those atoms cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, released, transformed. Alchemized is my language of choice. So let's talk about the Queen. Now, this is nothing to do at all with biological gender, because this is a feminine family and a masculine family, and I am definitely more of the Queen than I am a Knight, as well as you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So, the leaded Queen, see if this rings any Disney bells for you, becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling, and demanding. I'm not demanding, you're demanding. How dare you? Off with their heads. You get the vibe. The light attribute radiates the regal feminine. Why, thank you. Uses her benevolent authority to protect others. Ding, 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 ding. That's me. The knight, come on. We got Guinevere and Lancelot here. It also rhymes. The shadow attribute, the lead of the knight. Allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. And here we go. Romantic delusions. As if romance wasn't hard enough, we have to have delusions about it. The gold, loyalty, romance, and chivalry, love of honor. I'm going to say this is probably a romantic read right out the gate, but we got other cards. So, understand that's what's in each of you, right? And obviously a relationship between the knight and the queen. There's also the fool, the prince, the princess, the king archetypes in there. So let's get the lower 3 chakra dynamic, right? That's in the 8th. This is from the outside looking at yourself, or you from the inside looking out at people, places, and things on the path of true love. We're going to get these 10 face down, and then we'll turn them over one at a time. Ready? Here we go. Celtic Cross time. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. God's override. As I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Leo and the powers of the south, please, beloved gods of fixed fire, 10 cards, face down, for this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sign, and Crosswatcher. Path of True Love read. We got Queen at the covering, what covers them, lower 3 chakras, crossed by the Knight. At the crossroads, what's going on, lower 3 chakras there? What's at the core, the hidden stuff, unless they're very intuitive, and with an intuitive queen, that might be the case, as well as the instinct of the knight. What's behind them? What's in there behind? What's in your wallet? What's in there behind? What got them to this crossroads? What's hovering? What's crowning this, hanging in the air, but a choice has to be made, a choice or a decision at the crossroads to make that happen. What's before them, just around the river bend, just around the corner, should they integrate what crowns this reading. And now let's do the staff. What is the lesson? What is the universal learning template for the Leos and the Crosswatchers on the path of true love, lower 3 chakras? How does the world see them, right? If we were to bump into these two on the street, what would the vibe be there? Put you there, put you there. Let's not confuse our cards. I'm a Virgo. The destiny, their fate and destiny, their fears and their we most fear our fate, and what it's going to take to manifest our destiny. There's alchemy, fate to destiny, lead to gold. What's that look like? Where are they on the path of true love on the hero's journey aspect, and the most probable outcome to the timeline of this reading for the Leo and the Crosswatchers watching this video, drawn to this reading in this timeless read. Well, the Queen, Queen in the 8th, good old-fashioned 9 of Swords. A lot of thinky here, but can be confusing, can be sleepless nights, can also be what I call a creative mental storm. If this is the Leo we're talking to here, then there is that creative confusion that gives birth to clarity. And what I like about this is that the Knight crossing the path here, good old-fashioned 8 of Wands, coming in hot and fast, right? Arrows of love, often said in the Rider-Waite version of this. Now, here we have Jason and the Argonauts, the 8 of Wands, on the way home. They got the Golden Fleece. They still got to get through the 9 to get to the 10. So they're, if we're talking about a knight, that makes sense, right? 8 of Wands, coming in fast, can be messages, but messages one would think of passion and fire. This one showed up in the other readings. but it was in the crown a bunch of the Ace of Wands at the core. This is brand new. It's either hasn't happened yet if you're watching this, or it's happening. A new inspiration for both of you at the core of this. Zeus issuing the quest in the suit of wands, which is Jason and the Argonauts, to return the golden fleece. That's the thing. That's the call to the hero's journey. And if you study some Joseph Campbell, the hero's journey and all that stuff, he always says the hero always refuses the call at first, and then disaster happens. So take that for what it's worth. I didn't say it, he did. Where are they coming from? Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune behind you, honey. These are the fates. This is written, this is scripted, this is contracted, and whatever got you here, you can look back and go, did the best I could, couldn't have happened any other way, right? Written. So if you haven't met yet, or if you just met, your collective past together with relationships in the physical world might have been rough, but it was fate. Fate is what you cannot change, like your eye color. You can get contact lenses. You can't change your eye color unless you pop them out and put new eyes in, right? As far as I know, that does not happen on the regular, right? That's not a lens crafter's thing from what I understand. But what do you see with those eyes, right? How do you see? How do you interpret what you see? That's a good example of the difference between fate and destiny. So it's written. You can let yourself off the hook, both sides here, particularly if the queen's overthinking. But what if I do? But what if it happens again, right? This could even be a reboot of an older relationship contract here. Crowning, you're kidding me. Ten of Cups. This is my true love card. The Suit of Cups in the Minor Arcana and the Mythic Tarot is the myth of Eros and Psyche, a true love story, if ever there was one, and I know there is a link in the description box or somewhere on YouTube to sort of a comic book panel by panel telling of the myth of Eros and Psyche and what she had to go through to, in the Ten of Cups, actually become a goddess. She did not start off as a goddess. She was going to be killed. And that's what happens when Eros pricks himself on one of his golden arrows. Occupational hazard. So the whole journey of Cups is hovering this. This absolutely says that there is a true love opportunity here, but I'm going to tell you something right now about true love. There's no true love without truth. Liars can't heal, and healers can't lie. So whatever's going on here, if you two know each other, there is definitely maybe a case of the hornies here, because come on, it's the Ace of Wands, the most phallic card in the deck, at least that masculine energy, right? So there's definitely like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do about it yet, but this is a true love relationship. Now, could this be mother and son? Could this be parent and child? Sure. But let's keep going. Because now we have our first court card on the table. The Scorpio card, Helen of Troy, Queen of Cups, fixed water, a square to Leo's fixed fire. This could be either one of them. This could be somebody else. Again, general reads. Why I like doing private readings, so I can ask, is this you, right? Whether or not the person has Scorpio, planets in Scorpio, I think is moot. They may not. But I'll say this, there's a lot of deep feeling there, but ain't no one talking about it, right? Which, if it's brand new, makes sense. Look, I've had true love experiences. You know, just because it's true love doesn't mean you stay together forever and ever and ever, right? The kiss of true love heals all wounds, conquers all, breaks all curses, and all that jazz. Well, then we're looking at perhaps a little emotional reserve here. Deep emotion, but hidden. And perhaps poised is a good way to say that. I've dated a lot of Scorpios. They usually don't let on until the lights are out. What's the lesson? Six of Swords. From choppy water to smooth. The lesson here is probably about communication. Sixes are numbers of harmony and balance. Could be therapy, could be counseling, could be just expressing yourself. But again, if there is truth here, then the opportunity for that true love, in other words, that Ten of Cups, is dependent upon honesty. And remember, you can always preface things, right? Particularly in an uncomfortable conversation with that Scorpio, Queen of Cups, Helen of Troy, face that launched 1,000 ships, and please, there are easier ways to exfoliate. So, yeah, talk about it. That's the lesson. Particularly if you're uncomfortable, you start by saying, I really don't know how to say this right. Please forgive me in advance. But I don't just like you. I like you. I really, really like you. 10 of Cups hovering over this thing. From the outside looking in, the Magician. Is this our first major arcana? Nope, we got Wheel of Fortune in the past. Well, here is Hermes at the crossroads, god of travelers, the messenger, fire, earth, air, and water, at a crossroads. So, first card of the major arcana. Everybody wants to make the Fool the first card. It's 0. It has no numeric value as a 0. It's between the worlds. This is initiation. This is a new beginning, particularly with that Ace of Wands there, because the Ace of Wands is also here. He's got the sword, the wand, the cup, and the pentacle there. So it's going to take an active will. But it's a seed, right? So this is definitely either a new beginning in something that's already happened, because what happened back here could even be past life if you want to go there. Because who hasn't had a past life with a true love, right? By the way, you're not always lovers in every life with true loves. It's important to know that. That would be boring. Well, your destiny comes with the 10 of Wands. Now, I know 10 of Wands is seen as a burden, right? Exhaustion. I don't know about that. This is the completion of the quest and your second 10 on the table. So it does feel like it's like you got to take that Ace of Wands and get it all the way there. Return the golden fleece. Now, it's not the greatest myth for that card, because the Argo, hence the Argonauts, right, the ship that they were on, crashes on a reef, but they get it home, but they're in pieces. So this may not be the easiest thing. I don't get that it's a burden, but I do feel like with the Ace of Wands at the core, and your destiny is the 10 of Wands, then you guys are getting to, you and whoever this is really coming to a place of completion of desire with a 10, ready to start over again at the 1. Most likely outcome, the World. The World, Hermaphrodite. It is a literal god, goddess, the son, child, I should say, of Hermes and Aphrodite. That's where the name comes from, right? And the Ouroboros, the snake that swallows its own tail, for that symbol of infinity, with, of course, the 4 elements in the 4 corners there. Look, I'm gonna say, for a true love read, this is pretty good right off the bat, just looking at this from the outside, right? Step out and look at it. Potential is huge, but I have to wonder what party number 1 is going to be like when their authority is challenged, and what party number 2 is going to do if their allegiance to that, right? The Knight, the allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, or maybe going into it with romantic delusions. Again, that's the challenge with any romantic situation. Thanks, Disney. It's all about glass shoes. Watch out for them. They're poison apples where you go. Good song, though. Poison apples. What if God was one of us? I can't remember her name. Put it in the description box. It'll come to me before the end of the reading. Love her. I suck at names. But honestly, the lesson here is about talking about it. I'm just going to go out on a limb, or a boat, and say that this is, the turbulence that might be on the inside needs to be expressed, talked about, thought about, and brought into harmony and balance. This is really, really good. Let's get the next 3 cards. But first, the Whispers of Love, 1 for each. The voices of the higher selves of party number 1 and party number 2 in those collectives. Love the Whispers of Love Oracle, and this has got the mushy romance cards in it too. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Higher selves override. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved in this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and Crosswatcher Path of True Love reading, higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. 2 Whispers of Love, please. 1 for party number 1 with the Queen, 9 of Swords on the outer, and party number 2, the Knight, with the 8 of Wands on the outer. Okay, so Queen, right? Bit of a stormy mind going on there. Maybe there's some overthinking. Some sounds like a Virgo. Sounds like a Virgo Queen to me. Well, you got receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. And here comes this Knight with that 8 of Wands coming in. Just saying, well, thank you. Why? How kind of you. Why, thank you. I receive this thing that they're giving me because party number 2, the Knight, 8 of Wands, treasure your loved ones. It's important to love others deeply. And with that Scorpio Queen of Cups, that's going to come to the fore, but struggling with that, right? People are afraid of humiliation. Caroline Myss, MYSS, she's a PhD. Those are her archetype cards on the table there. In her book, Entering the Castle, really her work about the work of St. Teresa of Avila, the interior castle, she talks about the 3 controlling fears. Fear of humiliation, the fear of chaos, and the fear of God or the divine. Well, we'll just talk about that first one. The fear of humiliation, she says, I love her so much. She says, well, then I hope you're humiliated soon so that you realize you survive it, but it controls you. Chaos is divine order that we don't understand, so we call it chaos. And then there is the fear of the divine itself and your ego being obliterated. Really, it's more integrated and absorbed than obliterated. So treasuring your loved ones definitely feels like that's going to be the challenge of the night. Can they be brave? Do they have romantic delusions? Those romantic delusions could be, this never works out for me. Romance is not worth it. I've been there. Of course I've been there. I've dated more men than some people own clean underwear by a stretch. Stretch underwear? Oh, that's a spank. I love this, though. I mean, the potential here for true love, even if it's for a weekend, right? A reason, a season, or a lifetime, worth it. And it brings this all together into a nice completion, a graduation to a next level. So I do see with the Wheel of Fortune in the past, right? The Ace of Wands, a new beginning coming as a result of that in the present at the core, really moving fast with the Magician here, an initiation, a starting of a cycle, and ending with something probably rather lovely. The World card is rarely a downer, but we'll see in the extended, because we got one more card to go. And this is the one that always glues them all together for me. The Macon Healing Mantra. Use the mantra. Doesn't matter if you're party number 1 or party number 2. Use it. They work if you work them. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ascended Masters override. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of the path of true love, because all y'all been through it already. That's why you're Ascended Masters. You completed the course. You finished the video game. You beat all the bosses and lived happily ever after. Now you're poking at us from the higher dimensions. Beloved ones, what is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power? The perfect healing mantra for us Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers on the path of true love in this Queen Knight contract. My favorite one, inviting ecstasy. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. I could see that working for the Queen with all them thoughts, right? I don't feel like it's argumentative. I just feel like it's mostly, we'll look at the heart, throat, third eye, crown. Oh yeah, because in part 2 we're using Daughters of the Moon to look at the heart, throat, third eye, crown. That's part of those 18 cards in part 2. So everyone's worthy of all the pleasure their heart's desires, but there's only one bookie book read in part 1. So I'm going to read it to you because this one is really about healing. Though it might seem a little otherwise, integrating the ego, inviting ecstasy. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. Leo rising. When ecstasy is invited, you feel aligned and ready to receive all the miraculous and joyful gifts of experience the universe is ready to provide you. Ecstasy acts as a cosmic green light that grants your destiny, not your fate, your destiny, permission to enter. Here's the healing part. In many instances, pain can be healed and released once a healthy relationship with pleasure is established. Obviously, more on the gold side than the lead side of the scale in those archetypes. This mantra is ideal for increasing self-worth, elevating levels of excitement, and allowing bigger dreams. Because, you know, we grow up, oh, or my dreams can come true, and then they don't. And so we get jaded, we get bitter, we get sad, we go through all of that, and that's a hero's journey. If the hero completes the quest day one, it's not much of a journey. So you look at all of your relationships in your life, they've all contributed to this, right? So you are worthy of all the pleasure your heart's desire, but true love is the truth of who we are. It's the all-knowing mind and the all-loving heart joined together through the third chakra of choices and decisions. The most loving, wise, empowered choices and decisions we can make, because that's what heroes do. Villains, obviously, is a different story. So, all of our cards are on the table for part one. Let's put it together in a blessimation. Combination of the word blessing and summation, if you're new to my work. A little term we came up with over on Patreon, and it stuck, and I like it. And then after that, the reading is technically done at the end of the blessimation, but we're going to talk about some cool stuff as I get ready to do part two. Ready? Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Let the witch bless the crap out of this. Still point. Pantheonic override. And we end as we began. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for us Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, drawn to this reading, most likely giving this reading as well. May party number one be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love to radiate the regal feminine, using their benevolent authority to protect others despite the words, the thoughts, the overthinking that might be going on. If this is party number one looking at themselves, this could also be party number one. I now realize looking at party number two. It's another take on that one. And so that party number two with the Knight archetype in the 8th can embrace their loyalty, romance, chivalry, which is about your honor code, and a love of honor as they sally forth with great passion, very fast moving energy there with that 8 of Wands, because there is another wand hidden in here, a little spark or maybe a torch there, a call to the hero's journey on the path of true love here that they may feel it, they may not be aware of it, but I bet they are now, because this is written, this is scripted, this was set up in the past, whether they've been together before, met for the first time, there are definitely some past lives here. So probably wasn't easy for these two to get together at some point, because hovering over this is a true love contract for sure. It's got to be twin flames and soulmates. I think true love heals all that stuff. So we're looking at a true joyful, ecstatic experience here with the final union of Eros and Psyche, her elevated to a goddess. And yeah, they might slow it down. They might mums the word for a little bit, feeling deeply, but maybe keeping their cool, right? Fixed water, like a cool, still pond, right? Just kind of chilling out, feeling their feelings very deeply, treasuring their loved ones, and perhaps even receiving this with love and appreciation, because the lesson, regardless of what's going on in the inner, there is conversations, there is a mental journey here, particularly I would think for the Queen with that 9 of Swords, to express themselves honestly and truly, but also compassionately, because these two from the outside looking in, it is not just a brand new beginning like an ace, it's the magician, the bringing together of fire, earth, air and water, and the spirit of true love at a crossroads, making a decision and sallying forth. I don't use that word a lot because their destiny is at hand. There's a completion of a contract here, but most likely moving into the next stage. As they complete it, they gotta resolve those element of fire things. There's an awful lot of fire in this read so far, at least to 1, 2 fire cards here. Seems like that's pretty dominant. So may they be blessed with all that they need to invite the ecstasy they need by receiving with love and appreciation and treasuring their loved ones for their well-being, for the well-being of each other, for the well-being of planet Earth, being the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest versions of themselves that they can be, truthful and loving in balance. For their well-being, anchoring the energy of true love, conquering all, healing all wounds, breaking all curses, ancestral and otherwise, for their well-being, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. Oh, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be, and so it is. Tingle, 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 tingle. Do you like the new music? It's Janet Gray's. I love her so much. Ooh, jeez. Nice reading. I like it. I'm looking forward. Hey, I'm Mars conjunct Leo rising. You bet your ass I'm looking forward to see what else hits the table, because we got 18 more cards minimum to hit, including those Daughters of the Moon tarot, them brown cards. Look at what's going on behind the scenes of this, which with that Scorpio card may not be terribly apparent. And if you would like to check this out on Vimeo, links there, pay-per-view as you go. But all of my subscribers, remember, on patreon.com/drawingthecircle, get them automatically. Even if you're a 7-day trial person, right? You jump out, you watch a whole bunch for 6 days, you jump out the 7th, right? But remember, you also get them daily check-ins, which I love doing. They're a lot of fun. I love chatting with my patrons. It's a lovely community we're building over there. But 7-day trialers will not get that third benefit, but all of my other subscribers will. Extensive discount on private sessions with me, and let's talk about that. 25 years in business, I finally raised my prices. You can go to my website and see it in writing, drawingthecircle.com. Right about over here, there's a thing that says store. You click on it, it will take you to the store. You will see reading packages and spiritual counseling. Explains it all there for you. But of course, there's a video, booking private sessions with Mal. I've been doing Path of True Love reads for a very long time for people. And remember, it's not about getting your stuff touched, although that might happen in this particular reading. It's about chipping away the excess marble, revealing the divine statue, just like Michelangelo and David dated him. He's really tall. I'm a lot of fun. So yeah, you want to book me for a private reading in person, if I travel, it's all in the video. Go check it out. And remember, it is a hero's journey. There are supposed to be challenges. If it was easy all the time, we'd all be doing it, and this planet would be radically different, huh? Yeah. So hang in there. Take the path, and I hope to see you over in the extended reading. I'm psyched to do it. So wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed on the path of true love, my beloved Leos and Crosswatchers. Hang in there. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.